In February and March, the Seto Inland Sea becomes very quiet and clear. This is the season when I work as a diving fisherman. Early in the morning, I prepare my boat at the port. I put on a wetsuit gloves, and wetsuit shoes. I get my fins, my diving mask, and my snorkel ready. My body remembers this work, so I do it naturally. I go out to the nearby sea by boat. When the engine stops, everything becomes very quiet. I can hear the waves, the wind, and birds far away. I take a deep breath and slowly enter the sea. At first, the water feels very cold. But soon, I get used to it. Under the water, the world is very calm. In winter, the sea is clear, so I can see rocks and seaweed clearly. I move my fins slowly and dive deeper. Sea cucumbers stay quietly near rocks or on the sand. Turban shells stick strongly to the rocks. I watch them carefully. I do not take too many. I do not hurt the sea. I talk to the sea in my heart and take only what I need. I can feel the sea with my hands and fingers. When I return to the surface and get back on the boat, the wind feels cold. But my heart feels warm. Each time I dive, my mind becomes clean. I dive many times and come back to the surface many times. Time in the sea feels different from time on land. I do not look at a clock. I listen to my body and the sea. When I return to the port, the sun is already in a different place. I take off my wetsuit and clean my tools. I quietly say thank you for a safe day. The daily life of a diving fisherman is not flashy. But this time with the sea, breathing together, is my real life. The Seto Inland Sea is always there for me. Before sunrise, the sea has no words. But it still feels like it is speaking to me. The young fisherman leaves the port while it is still dark. The sky and the sea look the same. Only the sound of the engine connects dreams and reality. The sea in February is very cold. It is a cold that needs courage. But he does not hate it. He feels proud to dive in this season. He puts on his wetsuit gloves, and wetsuit shoes. Fins, a diving mask, and a snorkel. He checks each one carefully. His hands move like a quiet prayer. When he reaches the spot, he stops the engine. At that moment, the world becomes different. The wind, the waves, and the breath of the sea. He looks at the sea and bows his head quietly. Please share a little today. He does not say it out loud, but he thinks it in his heart before entering the sea. Cold water covers his body. For a moment, his breath stops. But soon, his body remembers. This is his workplace. This is where he belongs. Under the water, it is very quiet. Worries from land slowly leave his mind with the pressure of the sea. A sea cucumber is under a rock. It does not move. It does not run away. It is just there. He reaches out carefully. Should he take it or not? There is no book or rule for this. Only his experience and the feeling of the sea today. Turban shells stick to the rocks. They are strong and proud. Sometimes he feels they are like himself. They are alive, he thinks quietly. He dives again and comes back to the surface. He controls his breathing and listens to his body. If he pushes too hard, the sea will tell him. While watching the light move underwater, he thinks about his life. Why did he choose this work? It is not easy. It is not safe or flashy. But it feels real. He takes with his own hands. He stops by his own decision. He returns to the boat by his own responsibility. This work is his way of living. After fishing, he returns to the boat. The wind is cold, but his heart feels calm and full. Back at the port, he washes his tools and looks up at the sky. The clouds are different from the morning. The sea did not speak today. But he knows he received something important. The daily life of a diving fisherman is not a story to show others. He faces the sea, breathes with it, and comes back alive. That is enough. Tomorrow, he will dive again. Things look the same, but he changes little by little. The Seto Inland Sea quietly accepts him again today. Before sunrise, there are not many sounds at the port. There is only the small sound of the boat touching the pier and birds crying far away. The young fisherman gets on his boat. Before starting the engine, he puts his smartphone into his pocket. There is a melody inside it, one he was making last night. It is not finished, but he does not want to delete it. February is the season for diving fishing. He puts on his wetsuit and gets his fins and diving mask ready. In the sea, no one knows that he makes music. And he is fine with that. When he stops the engine, the world becomes very quiet. That silence feels like the beginning of a song. He enters the sea. The cold water hits his body. 1 breath, 2 breaths. He calms himself and dives. Under the water, there is a rhythm. The movement of the waves, the shaking light, and his body moving up and down. The timing of his fins becomes steady and slow. Boom, boom, boom. It feels like a slow drum. A sea cucumber stays under a rock. It does not move. Its stillness feels like a rest in music. Because of silence, the next sound becomes important. Turban shells stick to the rocks. They are strong and stubborn. They feel like a deep bass sound. They are not loud, but they support the music. He takes only what he needs and dives again. Take, dive, surface. This repeated movement becomes a musical phrase. When he lifts his face above the water, a melody comes into his head. It is clearer than before. This is it, he thinks. On the boat, he quietly hums the melody so he will not forget it. His voice is small, but he feels the sea can hear it. Before, music and fishing were separate. Music was for the night. Fishing was for the morning. He thought they would never meet. But after starting diving fishing, his music changed. He stopped rushing. He stopped trying to show off. Instead, he began to value silence. He began to leave space in his songs. The sea teaches him many things. He does not need to take everything. He does not need to play every sound. Being quiet is also a good choice. After fishing, he returns to the port. He washes his tools and cleans the boat. Then he takes out his smartphone and records the melody. The sound of waves is in the recording. The sound of wind is there too. He does not erase them. He thinks they are part of the song. At night, he comes home and takes his guitar. His fingers move naturally. The rhythm he felt in the sea becomes music. The stillness of sea cucumbers. The strength of turban shells. His breathing while diving. The feeling when he comes up. All of them live in his music. He thinks, I receive sounds from the sea. And through music, I give them back. The next morning, he dives again. That night, he plays music again. Music and fishing are no longer separate. They flow together in the same rhythm in his life. The Seto Inland Sea quietly moves today too, and accepts everything.